Okay. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Get Into It with Gila. I'm Gila Glassberg, and today I have Faigy Pollack. Hi, Faigy.
Hello, hello.
Okay, so I just want to explain to the listeners really quickly how this is not my typical podcast and that we are privileged to have Faigy on for a second time. And the reason why I brought Faigy here is because I talk a lot about emotional eating and using food to cope with emotions. And what happens is that you cannot take away that behavior without replacing it with something else, right? So somebody might be like, that might be saving them in some level. It's like the only thing that they learned as a child, as an adult, and that literally that might be saving them. So I can't just take that away. So what I do in my practice often is I teach people other ways to cope, right? One way is called EFT, emotional freedom technique, and Faigy is an EFT practitioner, right? Okay, so could you explain to us a little bit about what EFT is, just like
Sure.
very briefly?
So we're going to give a very brief explanation. Of course, everyone listening to this episode could read up about it. There's no magic wand that works for everyone. I do find that many people connect with this if they're only, willing to keep an open mind and give it a try. But obviously, it's not going to work for everyone. But it's definitely a very, very good tool to know because it's very simple to use. What I love about EFT is that it helps us go deep, but in a very, very safe environment. It's not like hypnotherapy where you're not so much maybe in control of what's going on. It's not like some other therapies that are out there that are very intense. It's gentle, it's beautiful. You're very, very in tune and in touch with the process, and the results can often be astounding. Okay. Basically, what we're doing is we are calming the nervous system to allow us access to deeper parts of our consciousness. There's the tip of the iceberg, which is the consciousness we're aware of, the things we know. And then most of what's going on inside us is going down, going on deep down in parts of ourselves that we don't usually have access to and don't necessarily know to connect the dots. Like someone might love eating pasta and they just can't stop eating pasta. And no matter how much they try, they can't stop eating pasta. And then we might discover in around that pasta was what their grandmother made for them every time they came over. So it becomes a comfort food, right? That's like a common one.
Right.
So what EFT helps us do by calming down the nervous system, which calms down the brain waves, it allows us deeper parts of ourselves to emerge. We have access to that information. And once we have access to that information, we can make new healthy connections and clear the old and create new and learn new perspectives. We can't change what was. We can always change the lesson we learned that day, and we can change the connection in our brain. And that's what the EFT does. Okay, that's just a little bit of like a scientific explanation of how it works. The very calming experience. We'll see in a minute. We use tapping always at the same point, the top of the head, both sides of the eye, under the nose, chin, collarbone. Some also do under the arm. I skipped that one, and the side of the hand. Different practitioners use this a little bit differently, and you can't get it wrong. Like you don't have to like do exactly on that point. Like it do around, you get the idea of it.
Yeah.
And once we start working together, Gila, so then people will see, they'll learn the points for themselves. And
Yeah, this is going to be.
Easy to try. Okay.
Yeah,
So
this is experiential. Could I just ask you a question in case people want to know? There's ways to read up on it. Do you have any books you recommend?
So I don't personally like off the bat have like a book that I can think of, but I feel like if anyone would just like Google, emotional freedom technique, don't just EFT alone wouldn't be enough because there's another therapy called EFT. Right. Would give you that one, which is also it's an amazing therapy. But emotional freedom technique or tapping, and there's a lot that's available online. I mean, there's the original Gary Craig, who he's the father of EFT. There's a guy named Nick Ortner and his sister. They do a lot of EFT stuff that they put out online. Brad Yates is another big EFT name. You Google it, and I think
and they could work with you if they want to. You have availability?
Yeah, sure. People can reach out and work with me. Although I will say that I use EFT as a tool, but I specialize in intimacy. So I think if you want to choose something that's also food related, but also somehow can tie into intimacy, then I feel that's where my koach lies.
Yeah, perfect.
And
do that. Okay. Okay. So now I'm just going to say this to the listeners. I am not Gila right now. I am actually going to tap into the collective clients that I work with, people that I read my stuff. And I'm also, I did this with somebody else when we did psychodrama, but I'm using the name Adina because that is the fake character I made up for my Wellsprings article. I'm not referencing the client, a specific client. I'm just, okay. So Faigy and I were discussing before this, what I'm feeling right now is that I hate my body. I hate being
I just want to say one thing. I just want to say
Yeah.
that all of us are going to find some of Adina in us. No matter how much work we've done, we're going to all relate on some level.
Yes, and that's really the point, is to be open to hearing how this could help you, even if you're, been doing it for 10 years, or if you've never done it. There's always something that you could gain from it. Okay, so could I tell you what I'm feeling as Adina? Okay, so I'm feeling really disgusted by my body. I hate my body. It's disgusting. I can't even look at myself in a mirror. I hate being intimate with my husband. I feel disgusting. I don't really feel like this. This is Adina. I just feel like I have to say that. And and I'm scared of food. I don't want to eat, but I can't stop eating.
Okay. What would you like to accomplish in our session now together, Adina?
I want to at least be able to look in the mirror and not feel disgust.
Okay, what would you like to feel instead?
I would love to feel like I look beautiful.
Okay.
But I feel like
I need from disgust to beautiful is expecting a lot. Sometimes it's just do happen. Right. Can we choose something a little bit more neutral? That's the goal.
I would love to accept my body. I would love to appreciate it for what it's done. Appreciate that it's bore my children. Yeah.
Okay, that's a beautiful one. Okay, so let's start with that. Okay. So how many children are you blessed with, Adina?
Adina is blessed with 6 children. Yes, me, Adina.
Had a lot of pregnancies. She's been through a lot. Her body's been not only needing to nurture itself, but nurture others, right? Okay. Wow, so your body could do amazing things. Okay, so let's start with that, okay? So when you close your eyes, and just imagine yourself looking in the mirror. If you don't mind, I'm going to ask you, Adina, a little bit of a personal question. Are you envisioning yourself standing in front of the mirror clothed, or are you imagining yourself just your natural body the way it is?
I'm wearing some clothes.
Okay, fine. And when you look in the mirror, just notice what happens in your body. Just notice what happens in your body when you see yourself standing in front of that mirror. What comes up?
I feel shame. And I feel like failure, like I failed.
Which part of your body makes you feel like that the most?
My stomach. Okay. And my chin.
Okay. So if we choose one of them to work on, which do you prefer to
work
on?
My stomach.
You're looking at the mirror and you see your stomach. And when you see your stomach, you feel shame. Because it represents, what does it represent?
Feel like failure, like weakness, failure.
So let's start with that. From 0 to 10, how much shame are you feeling right now as you stand in front of that mirror looking at yourself?
A lot, like an 8.
Okay, so let's start like this. Just follow me. Tap at the side of your hands. It's called a karate chop, even though I'm feeling all this shame.
Even though I'm feeling all this shame.
As I stand in front of the mirror looking at my stomach.
As I'm standing in front of the mirror looking at myself.
I truly and deeply love and accept myself.
I truly and deeply love and accept myself.
Dina, is there any resistance to saying that? I truly and deeply love and accept myself.
It feels good, but there's definitely some level of resistance.
So let's stop there for a minute, and I just want to clarify something. When we say I deeply and truly, or whatever, we validate and we say I love and accept myself, we're referring to the chelek elokam imam, the tzelem elokim, that's stripped of all the layers that we accumulated in life. That's what I want you to hone in on, okay? So when I say I love myself, maybe I don't love my stomach. Maybe I don't love my shame. Maybe I don't love whatever I'm struggling with, but deep down inside, there's an essence of me. And that's what I'm asking you to access right now.
Okay.
Does that make it easier? There's less resistance?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's do one more time. So even though
feeling
all this shame,
I'm feeling all the shame
when I see my stomach,
when I see myself in the mirror,
all this shame,
all the shame,
I truly and deeply love and accept myself.
I truly and deeply love and accept myself.
Okay, we're just going to delve right into a round. Usually we do it 3 times, but let's just start the round. Top of the head, all this shame.
All the shame,
Eyebrow, all this shame.
all the shame,
Side of the eye, all this shame.
all the shame.
Underneath the eye, when I see my stomach.
When I see my stomach.
Underneath the nose, and everything it represents about
everything it represents about me.
And all that weakness.
And all that weakness.
Collarbone, all that shame.
All that shame.
Side of the hand, so much shame.
So much shame.
Okay, take a deep breath. And just again, imagine yourself looking in the mirror. And does the shame still feel like an 8?
Does it still feel what?
Like an 8. Because it was an 8.
No, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't.
What does it feel like now?
It feels much less like a 4.
Okay. So what's still holding on to it? What's still keeping it in place?
I think just the belief system I have about what a woman should look like, not how I actually feel, but what I'm told I should feel.
What are you told that you should feel?
Women should strive for thinness at all costs, and that's like the end all and be all.
And what does it make you feel that's been shoved in your face? What does that make you feel, that this is the belief system that you were almost forced to believe?
It makes me feel really angry because I don't really believe that. Like deep down, I know I don't really believe that. So it makes me feel angry that I've subscribed, is that the right word? Subscribe to a belief system that doesn't feel good or right or doesn't pan out the way that we're promised.
Right. Okay. And who would you say more than anyone you're angry at? Where did you first pick up that belief?
Who am I angry at?
First person who pops into your mind.
Oh, myself.
Okay. That self learned it somewhere.
Okay. So where did I learn it from? Probably my friends in high school.
Okay. Is there a specific friend who sticks out?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't have to tell it, you don't have to share her name, you can just keep it to yourself, but just let's focus on the friend. Okay. And from 0 to 10, how angry do you feel at her?
A 5.
Okay, so even though I'm so angry at that friend, because she really influenced me, and because of her, something in me chose to believe for a very long time that women should strive for thinness at all costs. And that belief doesn't serve me well.
And that belief does not serve me.
And I don't even really believe it. But part of me does believe it.
But a part of me does believe it.
And I accept all my feelings and emotions about this anyway.
And I accept all my feelings and emotion about this.
That's what I had all this anger.
All this
anger.
All this anger.
I'm angry at her. Under the eye. She made me believe this.
She made me believe this.
Under the nose. She made me believe that I should be thin no matter what.
made me believe that I should be thin no matter what.
She made me believe this.
She made me believe this.
Collarbone. She made me believe this.
She made me believe this.
Side of the hand. She really had a lot of power over me back then.
She really had a lot of power over me back then.
Take a deep breath. Are you still angry at her?
I don't feel angry at her right now.
She was also a victim of the same system.
Oh, yes, she was.
Okay. So how much anger is there right now? Just anger that this has become the collective belief system of us women. How much anger is there?
The anger that this has become a collective belief for all women is a 10.
Okay. And anger at her?
I don't feel angry at her right now.
Okay. And where are we holding with the shame?
Right now, the shame feels like a 2.
Okay. So right now, when you look in the mirror and you look at your skin, what comes up?
I feel neutral towards my stomach.
Okay.
I don't feel like I love it, but
Okay.
just the stomach.
Okay. So let's strengthen that. Okay. So top of that, it's just the stomach.
It's just the stomach.
My brow. Maybe it's a flabby stomach.
The flabby stomach.
Side of the eye. Maybe it's not an in-shape stomach
It's not in shape.
underneath the eye, but it's just the stomach.
Just the stomach.
Under the middle. It's just the stomach.
It's helped me in many ways. Could I go there?
Helped me, of course. Helped me in many ways. Tell me about that.
Helped me be healthy. It's helped me carry healthy children. It helps me function properly.
Mm-hmm.
It helps me move. Without my stomach, I couldn't move.
Mm-hmm. What are you feeling now towards your stomach? Before there was shame, what are you feeling now?
Appreciation.
Go ahead and take your hands, put them over your stomach, and close your eyes. Of all the things you just mentioned, which one do you have the most appreciation about?
My children having, carrying, bringing 6 healthy children.
Just stay with that. And I hope everyone listening to this podcast is blessed with children. And if not, the African Church should bless everyone with children.
I mean,
Carry and the Shem inside of. Just everyone should put their hands over their stomach in appreciation for what our body is capable of doing. To become like a partner with HaKadosh Baruch Hu in creation. And just feel that appreciation, feel that warmth spilling over through every fiber, every cell in your stomach. That less than perfect stomach, but it's just a stomach. And it's a stomach that held 6 beautiful children and birthed them into this world. What happens in your body when you focus on the appreciation?
I feel like I'm not a physical body. Like I could just access the deeper self of me, and I could appreciate my physical body as something that like holds the real me.
Beautiful. That is so beautiful. And any parts of your body that don't need to be there anymore. If there's any extra fat that we're carrying or any muscles that haven't gone back in place yet, we can just send that message to our body. We want to be healthy, not thin, but healthy, to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu and the strength that we need. And if our stomach carried 6 children, right now we're not carrying a baby. We could, through appreciation and love and respect, let go of whatever we still, whatever we don't need to be holding on to anymore. Not from a place of shame, but the opposite, from a place of tremendous appreciation. Just take a few deep breaths. What are you feeling now? What's happening now?
I'm feeling like every woman has to hear this and practice it because it's so powerful.
So let's come back to where we started, and we're going to end up on this note. Go right back to where we started, imagining yourself standing in front of the mirror, wearing some clothing, looking at your stomach. What comes up now?
I almost feel like I want to like grab her from the mirror and be like, come, let's go, like focus on other things, like more important things.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Beautiful. Amazing.
Like there's too much focus on the way that the stomach looks as opposed to what it is in my life.
Wow, that's profound.
Adina's very profound.
Yeah. I wonder where she gets that from. Wow, beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, Faigy, we're gonna end here.
Okay.
And thank you so much. And I just wanted people to see this as what it is, a really powerful tool.
Yeah, and I do hope people make use of it and see the same kind of shifts in their own life. I hope that anyone listening tapped along.
Yeah.
Because even just now, even me just tapping with myself, I feel like I've released another layer that needed to be shed,
Yes.
So like this is amazing for me. So thank you.
And from Gila's, outside of Adina, and from Gila's perspective, I do this with my clients sometimes also. And sometimes I feel like I'm going to start to cry because it's it's really powerful.
It is. Wow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
My pleasure. Thank you. We'll be in touch. Thank you for having me.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.